Hello YouTubers. What can I say? I am at the minute producing the video on saying this is fixed, and I was really convinced it was because the light went out and everything was fine. The situation now is I've just put my multimeter in the end of the power lead just to make sure that I'm getting what I wanted, which was 240 volts, to get what I've got now, which is no light on. But when I turn this up, it's working now. This light keeps playing up. It's 1 minute it's on, next minute it's not, then it's on, then it's not. I don't know what to think. Is it a resistor? Because there's nothing else down there. Right, I'm squirting that on a resistor which is going along the side of that chip, which is 1K. I've never heard of a resistor being affected by temperature. Maybe it's changing in value when it gets cold, I don't know. So I suppose the only thing to do is to pull it apart again and check the value of the resistor. But I hasn't to guess that that value is okay. Obviously we don't know until we've actually tested it, but this is starting to get a little bit frustrating. You put the heat on, it goes out. So we're back to that again. So was there anything wrong with that chip or not? You know, I've kept the old chip. It's not damaged in any way. We can put it back in if we need to. That was the whole idea of putting the chip socket in. So I think probably what we'll do now is we'll have a look at those resistors and see if its value is affected by temperature, and set up some kind of a test if we can get it out in one piece. But this is starting to get a bit frustrating now. As you can see, it's out. Leave it turned off for any length of time and then turn it on again. We have our overload light back on again. Funny, isn't it? So I suppose we'll have to put this apart again, tear it apart, and have a closer look, see if we can have a check on that resistor. Because like I say, with this freeze spray, it does go everywhere. You know, never mind. And let's have a look at that. Right, we've just replaced this resistor. Now the one that was in there wasn't that far out of value, but this one is more spot on to 1K, which is what the other one was nearly. I replaced it because it might have been affected by temperature, don't know, as resistors are so cheap anyway and we are scratching our heads on this. I replaced it as when I put my freezer spray in that area, that did have an effect. So the resistor's been replaced. It's a different type. It's a carbon film versus a carbon one. So let's take it together and see if we have the same problems. Right, I've turned it all back on again and the light is out. So what we'll do now, before we can call this fixed, is leave it turned off and come back to it in a few minutes and see if we have a difference. Fingers crossed. Right, we have left this standing for about half an hour. Fingers crossed. Variax hot, full power. Well, that's different. It went bright and then dimmed. And it's getting dimmer. just about see that, can you? Just turn the light out. Now it's gone out. Well, that's different. Didn't do that before. Stayed on. Excuse me. I wonder if it is electrolytics, you know. God, what to do? Alright. Maybe we've got a bit more internal resistance than we think. Maybe it's not enough to register it as faulty electrolytics, but enough for this thing to flag it up as a problem. It's probably nothing, really. You can see it's got out. I mean, I turned it on. This is the first time in, what, half an hour, 40 minutes? There's the time there. That's the time there. Just turn the light on so you can see it. Yeah. You see how it went out slowly? Right, next thing I have done is I have replaced these two caps here. These are the old ones. Okay, and we have even better progress. So now that we've done that, so far, just to recap, we have replaced, bearing in mind this thing is turned on, get a pencil for a pointer. Just to recap, really, we replaced this 12 volt regulator here. We then replaced this IC here, put it in a socket. We've replaced this resistor here, which might not have needed replacing, but when I've tested it, it's closer on value to what the other one was, but I shouldn't think there'd be much difference. I have now replaced these two caps, even though I said they were okay. They're brand new ones. They're the same value and same voltage as the old ones. As you can see, they are the same size. I was going to replace this one, which is in there. This is slightly bigger. This is 470 UF at 50 volt, because that's the best I could do. And I was going to replace this cap here. I might still replace it, as I've got it out anyway. Okay, we've just switched it on, and we have no light coming on the 5 volt rail, as it were. Alright, so what we'll do now, we'll go away, we'll leave it turned off, and then we'll see if we get our light come on. It should be the same as these other two. When you turn it on, it should flash up maybe once and then go out, and that should be it. I'm going to get this thing fixed one way or another. Okay, right, I'm going to go and watch the film a bit more, leave it for another half hour, 40 minutes, and then we'll be back with this turned off, of course. Right, we've just left this for about 20 minutes ish. That's the time and date. Oh, variac on. We want to see this light go out and stay out. Fingers crossed. Well, it's come on very dimly, but it is going out, but not out straight away like the other two. Let's just turn the light out. I need to have a closer look at this, because it might be just dim enough that the camera can't pick it up. So let's have a look. It's very, very, very dim. Very dim indeed. Very dim. suppose the only other thing to do is to replace the other cap, but I don't think that's going to make any difference. Don't know. Surely it couldn't be the other resistors that's around that chip, maybe. I don't know. But it's gone out. It's staying out, where before it was staying on, so we've got an improvement. Yeah, decisions. Is it fixed or not? Is it partly fixed or not? Let's turn some lights on because it's a bit too dim for this camera. Yeah, it's on. It is lit, but it's barely lit. It's really, really faint. Could it be the other cap? God knows. Well, I've got them here. I've got replacement caps here, so before I put it together, I'll probably replace the other one, you know. Yeah, definitely a difference. Taking these out, big difference. Okay, this is the last filming I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to carry on watching the snooker. There's a good match on at the moment. I do like the snooker. You're probably sick of looking at these lights now. So we'll leave it for the day. I'll record some more next time. Right, see you for the next bit later on. Bye bye now. We'll be back. Hello. Finally, we're getting back to this. It's been a while. I have posted the date of the previous segments. That's where we are now, which is the 22nd of the 5th, and it's 10:22 in the morning. I've just gone over the previous footage, and just to remind myself what I've done, because it's a long time ago. This is the first time I've had a chance to sit down to this. I haven't been very well. Again, I've had the coughing virus that everybody's been getting. I've had problems with my friend in that he's been in hospital. He's on chemo and it didn't agree with him and it's nearly killed him. He's still alive. He's still going, as it were, but he's no different. He's just the same. They're saying that he might be letting him go home next week. I'm going to go and see him this afternoon. It's the first time I've seen him nearly in a week. And then also the battle with Vodafone. Whatever you do, don't get a contract with Vodafone. Their customer service is terrible. I mean, really, really terrible. If there was something that they could possibly screw up, they'd found it and screwed it up. Everything. In the end, I sent them the phone back and told them to cancel the contract. And I said, don't even try thinking of talking me out of it. Because at the end of the day, I've had enough of your customer service. It's terrible. You treat your customers like, I think you know the word I'm going to use. And basically, I just want to be able to use a phone without the hassle and the grief. And it was like several evenings of battling with Vodafone. And I just decided enough was enough. And as I say, I sent the whole thing back. So anyway, we're back to this again. I just sat down. I looked at this. I haven't even switched this on or nothing in all the time that I've been away from this. So I'll be switching this on now. When we can find out what's switched off. Yeah, that's now on. So this is the first time in all that time we switched this on to see what happens. And we've got a little red light on again. So I'm not going to mess on much more with this. At least the light doesn't stay on permanently like it did before. This is the first time I switched it on in all that time. Also, something else while we're waiting for this to warm up, just to keep you interested. I've been on the internet and I've ordered a whole load more of these and the banana plugs. that goes in them. Oh, I think I can just about get it out a bit, you can see that. But I was in a bit of luck really. The first lot I sent for, they came okay, and then I counted them and I noticed that one of the blue ones was missing. So instead of being 6 in the pack, there was only 5. But like I say, I've been messing on with my friend, worried about, by the way, that light's gone out now, worrying about my friend, you know, who was in a really bad way in hospital, you know, I mean, really good friend. And then I ordered another 3 packets of these because I worked it out that there was the odd number. And then there was a red one missing. So now I've got a blue one and a red one missing. So I rang up Amazon, explained the situation, and I said, these are very, very expensive. Do you want me to send them back? No, you can keep them and you can do what you like with them. So I decided that I would order another pack so that I would have more of the these ready, and it's left me with these spare ones. One black, green, yellow and white. So I've got some spare ones. So that was good. So anyway, let's get back to this. What I've decided I'm going to do is, I'll get my foot unhooked. I'm going to replace the other capacitor, and then I'm going to start putting this back together again, and then we'll go from there. So let's get the iron turned on and get everything sorted out. Right, okay, I have just replaced this cap here, just to remind you what it was, which was a 470 UF 35 volt, and I have put in its place, where are we? It's a bigger cap altogether. It's where the hell are they written at? Oh, there we are. A 50 volt 470 UF. So it's just a bigger voltage, but it's the same value. Alright, and the variac is now hot. Let me switch it on. Now the light stays out altogether. Now I've said this is fixed before and it's surprised us by not being fixed, or not as fixed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start putting this back together again, and as we go along, mixing up some glue and repairing the case where it got damaged in transit, I think. And then hopefully we have 3 power supplies. But this is the one I'm going to use the most because I like this one the best. The other one I like as well. I'll use that for the bigger, heavier stuff. Okay, let's get this back together again. And this is why I said that my solder sucker, as it were, my extracting gun, as it were, for extracting the solder, is an absolute pile of crap. This has been sitting in that holder just for a few minutes, and I've gone to go and turn it off. I could smell a bit of burning. Didn't realise it was this. Look at that. I don't know how much they are now, but to buy the whole gun, this is 35 quid. Absolutely, what a pile of crap this is. So in case you're wondering what I'm calling a pile of crap, just to remind you guys, it's a Blackjack BK4000 Solder Works desoldering station. Don't buy it, it's rubbish. That unit there, that bit there, is probably okay. It's this. This is useless, this gun. Absolutely useless. Nothing wrong with the element. It's the plastic. Okay, so be warned, don't buy one of these things, they are crap. And it wasn't cheap to buy either. So I guess I'll be looking for a new one, because I just realised how useful this was. I would have been stuck getting those parts out without this. If only Hakko had been any good for me, we wouldn't be in this mess. Anyway, that's a rant for the moment. I'm going to get this back together again. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we have all the screws put back together for the bottom half, transformer and front panel. All we have to do now is to link up these cables back to where they were, and we need to repair this damaged case. As you can see, it's taken a hit on this corner. It's kind of shattered the plastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some epoxy glue in small amounts so we can do it in stages and glue this back together. But the key thing is all these line up with holes in the bottom of this plastic panel, this part of the case, and they have to line up with this. If it doesn't, well, use your imagination. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next. We're going to mix up some glue and start gluing this back together. Now this bit, I'm going to glue it together and bolt it in at the same time. That's the plan. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that or not, I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, let's do that. Okay, this is the 5-minute epoxy glue I'm going to be using. I've sellotaped the two of them together so I wouldn't lose one of them. You know, it happens. So I'm going to go and get something to mix with and something to mix on, and we will start putting this together. As you can see, I showed you the damage earlier. We've got these pieces as well. This is the corner, and there's some bits and pieces of plastic. I mean, what we could do, if we wanted to really look nice, I suppose we could put together the best we can, and anywhere where there's bits of case missing we can use filler if you want, just to strengthen up, as long as we've got the bulk of it back together. That should be fine. So I'm going to go and get something to mix with and mix on. Okay, I've made a decision about these leads. Do you remember these cheap and nasty Chinese leads? I'm just grabbing them. As you can see, whoops, there we are. They're all mixed up. It's these cheap Chinese leads. Whoops, I just dropped one on the floor. Do you remember these? I said I was going to replace the wires. Well, we're not. The most these are going to be used for is maybe an aerial, linking them together to make an aerial. I'm not going to use these for anything to do with electronics or hooking up anything. I'm going to use the bigger leads, the ones that we made, which are these, the bigger ones. The reason why this is because this power supply for the two sides, the two 20-volt sides as it were, which you can join together, there's a big resistor on each side. One of the resistors has been heated just slightly. I've checked it, it's fine, it's okay, and I'm going to leave it because I've had enough of this for the moment. It's working fine. It's putting out the voltages that we want. But as I was saying, because we used these thinner cheap Chinese leads, and I was trying to power that DC motor for the Hakko FR300, I smelt burning, do you remember? I did mention that in a previous video. Well, I found out what it was that resistor, because we was trying to power it through these thin wires which can't take the current. You know, I know a lot of you have been using these for a long time, and probably turn around to me and say, I've never had any trouble with them. Well, it depends upon what kind of electronics you're doing. If you're doing small battery powered stuff and whatever, these are perfectly fine for your small, like 9 volt and 12 volt stuff. No problem at all. These will handle those kind of amperages, maybe power a transistor radio or something. No problem, these will be fine. But if you start getting into the higher currents, the higher voltages and the higher amperages, these are no good. And if you're working on mains radios, I'm not too keen on using these, but again, some of you have probably got away with it and been fine. But I'm doing away with it because I know one day I'm going to walk into a problem. So anyway, let's get some glue mixed up instead of waffling on. Right, now I've cleared some space, I thought I'd show you me doing this. This is going to turn out to be a long video, I think. Just want a tiny amount. Let's get the glue at the other end. Just want a tiny amount. Just a tiny amount. That's probably going to be too much. Well, the new phone that I got is absolutely fantastic. It's made me skint for a while. The old phone was only 8 gig in memory, and it was terrible. Always updating and then saying, sorry, start again, said that wrong. It's always coming up with messages saying insufficient space for updates, and then you're having to delete everything. Driving me nuts it was. I'm still paying for the phone. Big mistake. Never buy a phone with 8 gig of memory. You'll regret it. Unless you just want it for a phone and you want to do absolutely nothing on it. That means deleting everything. So the new phone is a Samsung 8 Galaxy. The new Galaxy phone. And I don't intend to be buying another phone for a while. I really don't. So the idea is to buy this phone and then never buy another phone. It's insured. It's insured. Right. I'm going to sit and hold that for 5 minutes, okay? But you don't need to see that because it won't stay on. Alright, see you in a bit. Right, I'm just sitting here holding this together, because if you leave it and it goes out of shape, but you don't want it because you think it's okay, and come back to it, once it's gone off, that's it, it's too late. So I'm just sitting here holding it until it goes off. As you can see by this, it's gone into the jelly stage, but it can still move. Right, that's been a few minutes now and that's gone off, but I'm not worrying about this excess glue. It's just a matter of getting it stuck together. We can pick that off later on, you know, when it's gone nice and hard, and then and we can then get the rest of it together, and then we'll hopefully have what we need. We can always use hot glue if we need to. But that's gone off now. Brilliant. So just going to wait for that to really harden up before we start messing on with that anymore. Right, I'm going to end this video as it's now coming up to 30 minutes or thereabouts. That's nicely fixed now. Obviously going to leave it a bit longer to go off nice and hard. Just got to clean out the glue and do the next bit. This has been switched on again and our light has gone out. It came on briefly for a short while and went out again. I'm going to call this fixed. You know, I'm going to see my friend in hospital that I haven't seen for a while. So I'm going to finish this video now, and we'll get back to it to finish off the last bits of the case. And then thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Sorry it's been a long wait, nearly 3 weeks or over 3 weeks. I'll catch you next time. Take care. Please subscribe, comment, good or bad, what you think and whatever. Very much appreciative. Any new members that want to join my channel, please join. Feel free to join. Welcome you all aboard. Okay, so take care everybody. I wish you all the best and hope to catch you next time. Okay, take care. Bye now.